Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin Spicer with the Ohio State Legal Services Association, and I'm here with Megan Sullivan, Managing Attorney at the Low Income Taxpayer Clinic at the Legal Aid Society of Columbus, and Luke Minak, Staff Attorney at the Low Income Taxpayer Clinic of Southeastern Ohio Legal Services. Today, we're going to be discussing how to update your address with the IRS and other things to consider when you change your address. Feel free to leave a comment or a question in the comments, and we'll answer whatever questions we can. Luke, let's start out with why it's important to keep your address up to date with the IRS.
So if your address has changed, you should let the IRS know so they can make sure you receive any refunds or IRS letters. The IRS usually does business through the mail. If you do not receive what they send, you may miss out on important information or deadlines.
Megan, how do I let the IRS know my address has changed?
If you change your address and it's just before filing your next tax return, enter your new address on your tax return when you file. When the IRS processes the return, the IRS will update their records with your new address.
Okay, and Luke, what if I need to change my address after filing a tax return?
So if you change your address after filing your return, you can file a change of address form, which is called Form 8822, and you can find the form by searching for it on irs.gov. You can also write to the IRS and provide them with your full name, your old and new address, social security number, and your signature. Finally, you could reach the IRS by phone and provide the same information. However, phone delays at the IRS are extremely high, so it may be difficult to reach them by phone.
It's also helpful to tell the post office that services your old address that you've changed your address. They can help you complete a change of address form and tell you about options for having your mail forwarded to your new address.
Okay, so let's say I filed the change of address. How long does it take the IRS to process that?
It can take 4 to 6 weeks for a change of address request to be fully processed, but also keep in mind it may take the IRS a while to open up their mail to get to that request.
Why else might I want to change my address?
So if you have children that live with you for more than half of the year and you're separated from their other parent, or there's a possibility that someone else will claim them on their tax return, there may be a few other places you want to update their address. You should update their address at school, daycare, the doctor's office, after-school activities, church, and anywhere else they go on a regular basis. If you receive food stamps, Medicaid, or other benefits through Job and Family Services, you should also update them about changes of your address.
Let's say I have kids and I'm not concerned anyone else will claim them on their tax return. Why would I need to update all these addresses?
The IRS can look at a return for many reasons, including random audits. If they look at a return that claims the earned income tax credit or other credits involving a child claimed on the return, they'll generally ask for proof of the child's address. Separated parents who've been casual about updating addresses for their children may run into problems. The IRS prefers records from doctors' offices and schools and other businesses or government agencies, and it will be much easier for you to prove your case if you make sure your child's address is up to date in all of these places, reflecting the address of the parent they live with most of the time. You should change that address as soon as you move or as soon as you know that there's a change to where the child will be living for more than half of the tax year.
And if you're just now realizing that your address or addresses were out of date for 2022, and you're worried about it being an issue for your 2022 tax return, there are other ways you can prove your children live with you. Our May 20th, 2022 Facebook Live video about EITC exams has some great ideas there, so check out that video on our Facebook page.
Okay, thanks Luke and Megan, and thanks everyone for tuning in. The video of this session and the others in our Tax Chat series are available on our Facebook page. Join us on October 7th when we return to our ongoing small business and self-employment series. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next time.